Hi there, Dal from Challengers Comics here to talk to you about some of this week's new books for the week of Wednesday, October 9th. One thing to note is that as I'm recording this, we have not quite received everything we were expecting for the week. There's 2 outstanding boxes from one of our distributors that hasn't shown up yet. It's a couple variant covers for some books that are out this week and a bunch of graphic novels from smaller publishers. So nothing that you're hopefully going to notice, but we do want to mention that this isn't everything yet. So there could be some amazing stuff in those last 2 boxes that I'm going to stop you when you come in on Wednesday to go, oh no, I forgot to mention Crystal Cadets, let's say. Probably Crystal Cadets. But in the meantime, let's start with I Heart Skull Crusher, number 6. Now, you may be thinking, Dal, this isn't number 1, and you usually talk about number 1s. And I would say, shut up, listen. I Heart Skull Crusher number 6 is the return of I Heart Skull Crusher after the end of the cataclysmic first arc that shook up the entire world of I Heart Skull Crusher. One of my favorite books, back for a second arc by the same creative team. We have, I think, issues. Maybe the collections come out. I don't know. This, you want to read this. Action Comics 1070. Now, once again, you may be saying, Dallas isn't a number 1. And I'm going to say, shut up! Because it's all-in month at DC, which means almost everything is a good jumping on point. We put Batman 153, which is the 153rd issue of this volume of Batman, which is also the 900th-something issue of Batman that have been published in the last 85 years, in our first issue section because it's an all-in issue, which means it's a perfect jumping on point. So is this. This is Mark Waid, Clayton Henry doing a 12-part weekly Superman event. Focuses on, in case you can't see him here, Mon-Elf and Legion of Superheroes. It's excellent. And not only is it excellent, it's got a backup story featuring Supergirl by Mariko Tamaki, who did the fantastic Supergirl Being Super miniseries with Joelle Jones back in the day. It's still in print. You can still check it out. It's great. But really, you're all here for Absolute Batman. It's Absolute Batman number 1. If you've been in the store for the last month, since we got a chance to read a copy of Absolute Batman number 1, you've probably gotten tired of us telling you how good it is and how excited we are for it to come out so you can read it for yourself. So this is the week where we're finally going to really ramp up the pressure. Before it was just, a suggestion, a gentle guide towards what we think you might want to read. This is going to be, we are literally probably going to put it in your hands. Like, we are going to make sure that you get this. And we're so confident that our effort to get you to read this is not wasted. We're doing a money-back guarantee. Now, we do a lot of things where we let people, if they're really not into something that we recommend, they come back, they switch it out. We don't want to stick anybody with a book that they didn't like, especially if we recommended it. Rarely do we do money-back guarantee. Literally, you can bring this thing back if you don't like it and you don't want it in your home, and we will give you your money back. But we're confident that's not going to happen because this is so goddamn good. It's Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta doing a take on Batman that's completely unlike anything I've ever read before. And I've read a lot of Batman comics, and I've read a lot of Scott Snyder Batman comics. This is Scott Snyder clearly having one big idea that he didn't want to spend yet on any of the Batman comics he was doing, waiting for now, 2024, to play that card. And it's fantastic. It's so good. You don't have to have read any Batman stuff before this. You don't have to read other Absolute books, although let me tell you ahead of time, Absolute Wonder Woman in 2 weeks, also excellent.
So good.
It's so good. But this is great. This is so, so good. You are not going to be disappointed if you give it a try. We are going to make sure that you don't have any regrets. There's nothing holding you back from getting this because you're risking basically nothing. If you can't live without, what does this thing cost, $4.99? $5 for a week, then you can maybe say no. But if you can float $5 for a week just to try this thing out, you will not regret it. It's very good. So is all this other stuff. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it's really good. But it's all here. It's all going to be on the shelves. Wednesday, October 9th, new releases. Absolute Batman. Thanks so much for watching. Keep reading comics.